Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreath.
One of the byproducts of not having any rain in 30 days is that the snowpack is really suffering, and you can tell from our view coming from the Mount Shasta Resort. Now, this is still a beautiful view, don't get me wrong, but some of these brown spots here that are kind of exposing some of the rocky facing of the mountain, they're starting to get bigger and bigger, i.e. meaning that the snowpack is starting to get smaller and smaller. So we definitely need something to change in quick if we want to retain these beautiful views from the Mount Shasta Resort, but it doesn't look like anything in the foreseeable future is going to alleviate our dry spell. 53 degrees right now in Mount Shasta. We're seeing a lot of green and blue on the temperature map, meaning that temperatures for the most part are in the 40s and 50s. We're in the 40s primarily on the east side, getting down to, getting up to 53 degrees down in Mount Shasta City, I should say. You just saw that view from the Mount Shasta Resort. Mid 40s there in the Rogue Valley, 49 degrees right now in Brookings. A little bit later in the day along the coast, we could warm up into the 50s and into the 60s. Earlier this morning, we were seeing some marine layer fog towards Brookings and Gold Beach. I think most of that is probably offshore by now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have a perfect 10 out of 10 visibility throughout the day. Winds will be gusting today up to 20 miles per hour. That's because we do have a storm system working in from the north to the south, but it's a dry storm system just bringing a few passing clouds. We'll see a few passing clouds in Siskiyou County, where we were already seeing that earlier in Wairika, just some of those high level cirrus clouds. 59 degrees today is the forecast high for Wairika, 61 degrees for Fort Jones. Look at this, 66 degrees for Happy Camp. So definitely on the warmer side, especially for this time of the year. We're going to be in the 50s on the east side, 59 for Paisley, 57 for Silver Lake, more like the mid 50s in places like Lakeview and Klamath Falls. And then up in the higher terrain, we're also expecting some of those gusty winds associated with that storm system. They could gust up to 20 miles per hour, but otherwise a great day up in the Cascades. Look at this, getting all the way up to 46 degrees at Crater Lake. In the foothills, we're going to be right around 60 degrees, and within the Rogue Valley, we'll also be right around 60 degrees as well. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, we're expecting more average lows, 20s and 30s on the east side, right around freezing within the west side valleys, and in the mid 40s there along the coast. We're expecting the marine layer fog to encroach back on the coast, and then also we're expecting that fog, the temperature inversion driven fog within the valleys, to return up towards Grants Pass and Rogue River. Here's your 3-day camping forecast up in the Cascades. Beautiful conditions, lots of sunshine, and just abnormally warm highs. Look at that. We're going to be pushing 60 degrees up in the Cascades by the time we get into Thursday. We're only going to get warmer from here. Of course, I alluded to the melting snowpack, and even though this temperature graphic is specific to the Cascades, this temperature trend kind of applies to the Cascades, so we'll see additional melting. The only good news, the small little light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not even a guarantee, but there is a small little rain chance next week. That is something to look forward to, because as of right now, we have nothing to look forward to. Here's your 7-day forecast along the coast. No rain, and then again, temperatures will be getting very abnormally warm for this time of the year, pushing 70 degrees as we get into Wednesday. And then in Siskiyou County, just keeping things very dry for the next 7 days. Temperatures will be in the mid 60s. The basin, that's where the worst drought continues to be, and it will continue to persist over the next 7 days. And temperatures will be right around that 60-degree mark. Up in the Cascades, we've already alluded to the melting snowpack. That is not going to get helped out at all. In fact, that problem is going to get worse for the foreseeable future than for the Rogue Valley. Lots of sunshine and lots of warm weather, especially as we get into the later portions of this week.
All right, well, thank you, Josh. Pretty consistent week to look forward to.
You could say that, yeah.
We'll take it. I mean, at this point, at least it's consistent.
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.